all of you are thinking of your work-life balance. कहाँ फंस गए बोल के, that's the only thing. Manjusha, I'll start because we can discuss in the panel discussion. Now, why are we concept that we have, this happens is like this. This is the Venn diagram. You're sitting in the middle. Your work is this side, your life is that side, and you have your interests, family, hobbies, etc. Actually, that work is part of your life. That is the Venn diagram where it is. So, you please, all youngsters, please don't separate work and life. Work is, as for you all, it is, I have learned this. It's part of our life, and I have talked to 3 nephrologists. The pretty girl in yellow has just finished her DM. The second lady is an assistant professor in PGI. She is much pretty, Punjabi girl. She is an assistant professor in PGI Chandigarh. And this gentleman, I don't see him, is a mid-career nephrologist. I asked all of them to put into their context what do they mean by work-life balance. And you'll realize, and at the end of it, the rapidly aging nephrologist who's died here will tell you what I have understood. But you will see how the concept of work-life balance actually changes throughout your career. This is this girl. She knows that if she wants to choose nephrology, in our time we were just said, why did you choose nephrology? Because it is aligned to internal medicine. That's all I knew. So now youngsters are thinking the interest in subject, the life balance, do I have research opportunities? Will I be able to do transplant or intervention? All of them think before they actually decide a schedule. And then they are worried, how will be my night duties, transplant duties, seminars, etc. At home, being a lady, she has all the other me time functions. So this is how a young DM girl thinks, and she tries to realize, and I think all of you has been a recurrent theme today throughout the meeting. If you really want to have a balance, have a mentor, have self-care, think of your health. Everybody talks about time, and most important thing, prioritize your job. Don't do everything together. Find out what you think is good and always have short-term goals. You should know, when I went to Hyderabad, I thought this is it. I will not go anywhere. Before I know, I have shifted somewhere else. So you cannot have long-term goals in your life. This is again from Jasmine. She also, all of them have this Hamlet soliloquy in their life now, whether to be or not to be. And same, the questions are very clear-cut. Why should I do this? Who's my mentor? What time I will do? Why should I not do? The complexity of kidney. So it has changed actually for all of you. Work is making important, and you're asking questions to yourself as to why we should do work. And the same thing, and they all want to burn out. And this is Vali in his inimitable style. I always like his slides. He is now mid-career, and he now realizes his question and queries are different from the youngsters who were more worried, what should I do in nephrology? Why should I do nephrology? He now looks his professional commitment and his personal life, and he realizes that his commitment at mid-level is the demands of career, emotional stress. He is now at a level when he has to make decisions, and he actually misses many personal events in life. So he realizes for youngsters like you, you should have clear boundaries between personal life and work, get time for family separately, and also develop a support system. This is what we have learned as you grow older. Youngsters, when you are doing your DM, you don't have time to think of this. The second area that he also thinks, and I think all of us should think, patients' health are important, but your health is also important. So you should get into this, that the irony he says is we don't take care of our own health because of our habits, exercise limitations, rest, etc. So he believes that all of us, to have a balance, we should have regular health checks, stress management, and always cultivate hobbies and all. Finally, again, he believes at his work, time management and delegation of work. Don't do everything yourselves. Don't get into a system of doing everything. Learn to balance. Even at a younger age, learn to delegate and learn to do your things separately so that your work and life becomes different. And so he believes that multitasking and personal growth are different. And the convergence that is happening. You have multitasking at your work level, your life level also you should have multitasking. You should have self-reflecting practices, do things and activities which help you grow. Please understand there is a merging between your work and life. They both don't mean different connotations in your life. What you can do at your work, you can do at your personal life also. It is just how you give your time at what level of your career. So at work you task, at home also you have different ways of thinking. Now this is my experience. This concept that we have to achieve balance is actually a big misconception. This balance does not exist. Work bleeds into your personal life and your personal life bleeds into your work. This is a truth which we cannot do that. So many authors like Warren Buffett was being mentioned. He does not believe in work-life balance. He means in work-life harmony. You should have a harmony between your work and life. If you're happy outside of your work, you are good at your, if you're happy at home, good at work. If you're not unhappy, you're not good at home. So you have to see that you balance both together and work this. And this is my second, that life needs to be compartmentalized, that you give 50% time for your work, 50% for your life. Or you have 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours at work, 8 hours at home, 8 hours of sleeping. All of us know sitting here, this is impossible. We can never do this. And there are days which you will put 10 hours of work, but then there will be Sundays or other days which you will only do 2 hours. Your colleague will be doing the other work. So what is important for you? The day that you're doing 10 hours, please realize you're doing that 10 hours because that is your priority that day. You have a sick transplant patient, that is your priority. But then there are days when your OPDs are less, when Narayan doesn't have to go to OPD, he can just relax for 2 hours and go to Hazratganj and have some galoti kebabs also. So you can, that is what you can do. You can prioritize yourself. Work will always take your precedence when you have a deadline. But if you don't have a deadline or you have completed your deadline and you know you're going to go for a vacation, then family will take precedence. So you have to know, it is not that today I will have a deadline till 10 o'clock and then I will go home and then I'll have a vacation. And in certain phases of your life, for youngsters, deadlines will always take precedence. So don't crib if your professor does not give you leave for going out for a marriage or something. Because you are in the same stage, and you should not say, I don't have a work-life balance. There are certain stages in life you will not have balance. So, and the other thing of balance is we should have everything. I should go for yachting, I should go for golfing, I will have 10 transplants, I will do all the intervention. You should not be doing that. You will sacrifice something. Like I'm traveling for a conference, I'm sacrificing at my home. So that is very important. And you can also realize you can never compensate. That I have 3 days in Kolkata for my work, so next day I will buy an ice cream for my husband. Does not work. This does not work. So you have to get out of this mindset completely. And don't aspire that you want everything. Everything for or your vacation, me time, everything. That will not happen. But you should be very sure what are your goals and dreams. I was 100% sure what my dreams and goals are, that I will be with my family even if I have to travel from 5 metropolitan cities of this country, being born in this city also. And you should realize this very early in your life. Take out the chaff that you don't need. I will love to sit with my family and watch a movie at Netflix at home rather than go to a theater and stand for 3 hours. You should know what is that you want. And then cut down things which you don't want to do. Many of us did when we cut down our travel and conferences when our children were growing up. Time management is always told. My ex-employer told me I could not manage, but this is getting out of fashion. As a doctor, we cannot say that I'm sitting in my OPD and I cannot avoid distraction. There are times when I'm sitting in my OPD, I feel somebody comes and takes me out for a coffee. I will go. I will tell them and go. So learn to live with that we don't have to be busy always. Even at your work time, you can make some balance. So that is it. So instead of managing this time, select your time for what you want to spend. Even 10 minutes of something that gives you a happy, a cup of coffee, do that. Rather than doing nothing. And so expend your energy for the right time, things at the right time which you want, and it will give you less stress. Technology helps achieve work-life balance, I agree. Many of us are doing that. Chatbots are helping our telemedicines. Get that for your balance. But clinical work, all of us need personal touch. I'm sorry, even in my hospital, I'm typing computers and patient is talking this side, I'm looking at the computer. But if at all you want AI, use gadgets at home, which many of us have now. Lights are put on, microwave gets on when you go, so that work comes down. Flexibility of work, which we don't have. It doesn't matter how you do it, you should do many meaningful work. I go at 10 o'clock in the morning, I work till 6 o'clock, but that time of 8 hours is much better than if I go at 8 o'clock in the morning, half sleepy, and leave at 4 o'clock. So you should have that flexibility and you see where you can work. And many of us fit into the larger picture. Like my students, some of them come at 8 to 4, other comes at 12 to 8. So that you give them the flexibility and your work is also done. Early bird never catches the worm, so it's not true that you have to get up early in the morning. I used to get up. Some of us are night beavers, they work more in the night. Some do more, so that doesn't mean that you get up early and go late and you have done more, no. Just see what is your productive time. If it is 10 to 5, it is your productive time. You don't have to get up at 8 and work till 9, because the 2 hours before and the 4 hours there, you are not doing anything. So plan to understand this kind of work. And you don't have to work during off hours. This is also not true for us. Never say if a patient calls you, I'm in my work-life balance, now I'm in my lifetime, I should not. You cannot have strict boundaries. You have to work through this. Now, why I'm saying this, we have all gone through this stress. A time comes when you have to accept certain things and make it part of your life. And that's how it does. So less work makes you happier, not true. Even working 18 hours makes you happier, that's also not true. I know many youngsters put Narayan Murthy hours, but they are nowhere happy nowadays. So you should just put as much as you do, and then some folks, like Rajesh Kumar, who works 70 plus hours every day and he's happy. So it's all your happiness. If you're happy with working more, do it. But then you should not say, it's not, my life is imbalanced. Your life is balanced because you're doing what is happening. I think I'll take this off. So this is what I have learned is, if you really want work-life balance, find life at your work and do that most importantly. This is anesthesiology, a paper which came. Anesthesiologist was asked what makes them happy. For somebody, it is the anesthesia. Somebody, it is the post-op care. Somebody is the pre-op conversation. For somebody to know about the drug. So each one of us, as a nephrologist, somebody likes intervention, Sachin likes doing fistula. Draw strength from different activities, situations, and moments in our professional life. That makes you happy, and that is your life at work. Please try to understand that and dedicate yourself for what you like to do best. And what employers can do at flexible working hours. And if you look into these are all hospitals actually. And these are not the patient areas, these are doctors' areas where they can sit, enjoy. These are hospitals in Spain. So we should also get a system of, when you go home, come to work, you should feel as if you are at home. So that makes you feel that it continues, your life continues. And woman vital workforce, maybe I will be murdered for this, but outside the hospital, 50% is of the other gender. When you come inside the hospital, if it comes down to 10%, obviously the discrepancy jars and it makes you more stressful. So always try to have a balancing workforce at your work. So at the end of the day, you may have that work. In that work, your life is okay, you have your best time. But here, at your work level, you decide what you want to do. And these are various parts of the pie. You can have a bigger pie or a smaller pie. But at work, do things which make you happy. And that is your life. So your work also becomes part of it. Work is part of your life. Career can be a very enriching part of your life. live your life well. So you see that work is also part of this life well lived. Make career choices from the beginning itself, the youngsters who were in consonance with your values. The whole day the discussion has been there. I want to be a government servant, or I want to be in the corporate. You choose that not because of money, you choose that because it makes you happy. There are many who have been in medical colleges and they have gone out. There are no categories called work or life, and life. It is actually love and loathe. So you should know what you love and what you loathe. And slowly over a period of time, which I have also done, create an imbalance at your workplace where you're doing more that you love than what you loathe, and less of what you loathe. Delegate the loathing part to your youngsters. But what you love doing, do it. And your balance actually becomes, your life becomes, and then you find your balance. So this is again from a lady, I forget her name. We cannot always do what we love, but find the love in what we do. That gives you your work-life balance. This is Jasmine Sethi. If you follow your heart, at work or at home, you will develop your balance. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. I think madam has summed up everything in a very sweet and shorter way. But to balance P1 and P2, that is the professional life and the personal life, we need 3 more Ps. That is passion, what madam has emphasized, passion to your work, passion to your family, prioritization, prudence as to do what and when and how. These are important to be profitable at the end of the day. That's another P that can be added. So all P's together. So I'm sure everybody will learn over a period of time. But what has been said, of late it's been said that doctors are all at the stress and all this. Avoid stress. Be with the family. As madam has said, one day you may work more, one day you may be with the family, one day you may be with the family, work less. But try to balance and rejuvenate yourself, liberate yourself in the best manner that you know, whether it be family, whether it be a romantic date, whether it be a family date. Please go out, liberate yourself, rejuvenate so that you come back to the work in a more stronger manner, empower yourself in a more healthier manner. Being healthy mentally, physically is equally important for us in the days that we are in right now. So it's not, as madam has already emphasized, it's not balance, it's harmony. Over to Smriti.
I think ma'am and Manjusha ma'am, everybody has really summarized everything. I think from a youngster point of view, the only other thing I feel in the 5 years that I have worked is that there's a lot of guilt for us because we have aspirations, we want to do everything. We a lot of time land up taking a lot more than what we can handle. And be it social media, be it conferences, be it academics, be it everything. And there's a point in life when I think we just burn out also. And that's a conversation I've commonly had with a lot of people, especially my age. And
it's very simple. Prioritize what you
prioritize, exactly. So that's an ongoing
you can
learning
only do
procedure.
that much.
Yeah.
That's it.
So there are 2 steps forward you may take, and you might have to take a step back also sometimes to let yourself understand what is it that our priorities are. And not to associate guilt with that, I guess. Every time we take a step back, there's a lot of guilt that comes in.